All right, Representative Jim Jordan is now facing off with another contender for the House Speaker role after announcing his second bid. He is going up against Representative Austin Scott, announcing his run for Speaker, sparking even more drama as to who will be the nominee. House Republicans are meeting right now to figure out who will be their next House Speaker. This is a live picture outside of the room where those debates are happening as we speak. Representative Steve Scalise's announcement stunned some lawmakers after abruptly dropping out, saying that he hopes a candidate will emerge who can bring Republicans together. And just moments ago, former House Speaker Kevin McCarthy spoke with some reporters. Take a listen.
I think everybody has a right to run. I think Jim's better prepared in the process to be Speaker. I don't think it's right that every Democrat voted to create chaos and 4% of the Republicans joined with them.
All right, joining us for more on what's next is McShane, congressional reporter for The Hill. Michael, so good to see you. And let me ask, between Jim Jordan and Austin Scott, how is this likely to play out amongst the GOP?
Hey, Natasha, I think that Jim Jordan pretty handedly will come out on top in this internal conference meeting, internal election for GOP nominee for Speaker. Based on the current conference rules, the nominee just needs to win at least a majority of the chamber. If we remember from just earlier this week, Jim Jordan narrowly lost the nomination to Steve Scalise in a 113-99 vote. So he's in pretty good placement right now to clinch the nomination this time around against Austin Scott, who really just announced his bid for Speaker minutes before the candidate forum. But Jim Jordan won't be out of the woods just yet. He still faces a pretty uphill battle to win the gavel on the House floor. A handful of House Republicans have come out against Jim Jordan since he rolled out his candidacy for a second time. So, the first step is right now the internal conference meeting. As you mentioned, Republicans are currently huddling behind closed doors. I think Jim Jordan will come out victorious from that and get the nomination. But whether or not he can clinch the gavel on the floor, that remains an open question.
Yeah, what if votes still fall short? What happens from that point?
Then, Natasha, back to the drawing boards. Look, we saw it happen with Steve Scalise just yesterday. A day after clinching the nomination in that internal conference meeting, he wasn't able to secure enough votes to win the gavel on the House floor. A number of Republicans said that they planned to vote against him. That was ultimately enough to deny him the gavel. And last night in a conference meeting, he told his fellow colleagues that he would be withdrawing his name from the race. So now Jim Jordan is up. But look, he's going to face the same problems that Steve Scalise did. The fact that the House Republicans have such a slim majority in the chamber, it means that any nominee for Speaker needs to have nearly unanimous support from the House Republican Conference, which on any day is difficult given it's pretty diverse ideologically speaking. You have a strong right flank, a number of moderates in the conference. So whether or not Jim Jordan will be able to coalesce the conference and win the gavel on the House floor, right now it looks unlikely. But again, we're still a couple steps away from that. Right now, all focus is on that internal conference meeting.
I appreciate that. And meanwhile, there is an interim in all of this. I mean, some have pushed the idea if the House should temporarily expand Representative Patrick McHenry's interim Speaker role. Likelihood of that? What is the chatter that you're hearing?
It's a real possibility. There were a group of moderates yesterday, particularly members of the Republican governance group, a more moderate and pragmatic group of lawmakers who sent a letter, signed on to a letter saying that they want to expand Patrick McHenry's powers in this moment. Because, again, there's no clear end in sight to this current Speaker battle. Republicans right now are on their second nominee who, as I mentioned, does not have a clear path to winning the speakership. And this all comes amid heightened pressure on lawmakers to come to some sort of consensus. There's that unfolding war in Israel. Israel, of course, being the U.S.'s closest ally. A lot of lawmakers up here want to be able to pass legislation, potentially an aid package to help out our ally in the Middle East. And then when you talk about internally here in the United States, there's a government funding deadline inching closer. November 17th is currently that deadline. Lawmakers still have to pass some sort of spending measure to avert a government shutdown before then. Without a speaker in place, the House is unable to conduct legislative business, which means no progress on helping Israel, no progress on government funding. So the prospect of potentially expanding Patrick McHenry's powers on a short-term basis, that is increasing in chatter because, again, there's no end in sight to the speakership battle, and there's a lot of pressure on lawmakers to get the House back working.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.